All right, welcome everybody to a rainy afternoon over here in Ayutthaya. And I hope I can get this video in before the skies open up. Anyway, I'm over here at Wat Suwannawat, or however you say it. It's an early Ayutthaya style temple that they don't really know when it was built, but they do know that it was renovated in the middle Ayutthaya period, again in the late Ayutthaya, and then Rama IV came over here and renovated it fairly recently as far as things go. So King Rama IV, whenever he was the king and the capital was over in Bangkok. Anyway, we're going to walk around this ruin and we're going to take a look. The temple itself is right next to one of the main roads, so you'll probably hear a few of the cars and stuff like that going by, and we'll take a look at what's remaining. The grounds over here is pretty small, but it has quite a bit of chedis and some of the foundations and all of that of some of the halls. So let me show you and let's see what we see. So this is the area that surrounds the temple. It's just built right here in the middle of the modern community. We have two major roads that intersect. There's a stoplight right there. So this temple is easy to get to. It's on the northern part of the island, and it's not too far from Wat Mahahat. So if you're at Wat Mahahat or some of the other big ruins, it's just a short little bike ride or a walk over to this. Now you can see here, this is the bell tower. And then it has several chedis. Has the base of the ordination hall and the Wehan over there. Let's take a look at this bell tower first. The bell tower is probably the best preserved thing on the whole site. You can see it has like the Gothic arches, and it still has quite a bit of the plaster. It's on the square bottom, the square base, and I don't know if they had Buddha images right there, but it has kind of the earmarks of like the little notches where you would see a Buddha. And then you see this chedi, which is colossal, and it's in really excellent shape. You can see it's the lotus, and then there's another chedi over there, and then this is the base of the ordination hall. Now this temple was built, like I said, in the early Ayutthaya period. So that was what, 1300s era, and then it was restored a few times, and then of course, you know, everything in Ayutthaya was destroyed by the Burmese, so all the records were lost. They don't know who built this exactly, but they said it was near like the elephant grounds, like the elephant corral, and they believe that this was built by like the head Malut, the elephant trainer rider guys, and he probably built this as a family temple. So this is the ordination hall. They would have had the Buddha right here on this platform. And there was supposedly a wall around it, but the wall is completely gone. The Sema stones are gone, everything is gone from that. And then we can see the main chedi here. I'm not sure if it's the main chedi because it looks about the same size as those others. So there might have been two chedis with a small one in between, and you can see that one right there. We can see this chedi right here has the octagonal base. So it's in the probably like the late Ayutthaya style, and it had a little cave here, a little hollow part, so they would have had a Buddha relic in there, a standing Buddha, probably something else inside of there. And then right next to it was the Wehan, and all that's left of the Wehan is just like a little C-shaped part of the wall. The rest of the building is completely gone. You can see the base of it here, and then it had the columns to support the roof, and then this is the only part that's left of the outside wall. So just a little tiny bit left of it, and it would have had the threshold here where you would have came in, and it would have been quite cool. You would have came in, and then you would have seen the Buddha sitting right there, and I don't know if there would have been exits on the back side, but you might have been able to leave the building from the back, or you'd have had to go back out of the front, but still pretty cool. And that's what's left of this Buddha. And you can see they still have put the sash over him to clothe him. And then the chedi right behind. And you can see the top of the spire is still in fantastic shape. So that was probably part of the restoration by King Rama IV. And Rama IV, Rama V, they both renovated a few of these temples over here. And then you can see one of the minor chedis. Again, this one's another one that was built on the octagonal base, and then part of the top is right there. So it's come down and they can't do much with it. And then we have another little minor chedi over there. This one here is hollow out also, so it had a Buddha image. And there's a little bit of the plaster left. Looks like the top of the chedi is about to fall off again. Another one of those little parts of the spire. And then you can see the brickwork around the bottom. And it has some of the plaster still inside, but not very much. And then one of the bricks from it is right there. And this is kind of cool. This is the entranceway that you would have came into that little Wehan. And they don't have any stairs now. It's just kind of the high threshold right here. So you would have went in just like this. You would have climbed in, and then there would have been the Buddha. And it probably would have been pretty cool. It would have probably had murals, everything painted on this building. Okay, let's go look at those big two chedis and that one middle one, that little one in the middle. So here is the little chedi. Now there's actually a data plate talking about this one here. How the inner part of the chedi, they used mud as mortar, and then the outer side they used the concrete mortar. But you can see it's in terrible shape, but you can see how it was built. You can see the layers of the brick. And then let's look at this big guy. There's a big huge tree growing right there, and you can see the plaster work up at the top. Yeah, this is a beautiful chedi here, and it's another one that's built on the octagonal base, which is the hallmark of Ayutthaya. Now the people here in Ayutthaya, they saw the whole island as an octagon. So you see a lot of this stuff built with octagons. The columns would have had octagons, the chedis had octagon bases. And the island isn't quite an octagon, but hey, it's close enough. And you can see this here. So this had some Buddha images around. So you can see right there, those little notches. So they had a Buddha. You can just see the outline of it. And then you can see the plaster work all around the top of that chedi. And then there's still quite a bit of the plaster work here. You can see the decorations as they had into it. Oh, and it's kind of cracking in the middle, so it could start deteriorating pretty fast. And you can see how thick that plaster work is. I really like how they did the work. It would have been awesome to see it whenever it was nice and white back in the day. All right, so it looks like it has a little walkway up here. It has a little rail. The steps are kind of hard to navigate. So it would have had this rail going all the way around it, and then it would have had the little notches here. And all the detail in that plaster. And then this is looking at that big chedi from up here. You can see around, around the top of that, the bell, some of the bricks are gone, so it was actually bigger at one time. And then here is, looks like it was a standing Buddha that was right there. And then this is on the west side over here. And you can see a little bit of the plaster work also. You can see how they did the arch over the top, which was like the lotus. And then they have like the lotus flowers. Oh, that's nice. Still has a little bit of the lotus flowers around there. And then you look up at the spire. Yeah, that's really cool. And then here is that other chedi. It looks like it has square right there at the bottom of that spire. And then the rest of it would have been bell-shaped. And then it would have had all the plaster work. You can still see quite a bit of it up there. And then it's sitting on kind of a square base. It looks like part of the square base is missing. But if this is early Ayutthaya, you're looking back, 500-600 years or so. But it was restored several times. So that does explain why they're in still fairly decent shape. Yeah, here's the backside. It has a lot of bushes growing up there. So the guys need to come and get all that before the roots really cause it to collapse. And looks like we got us a little dog over here. He came to join me on the tour. He's looking around. He's on the high point. All right, let's take one more look around this little ruin. Yeah, like I said, this is close to Wat Mahahat. So if you were in a tuk-tuk or whatever, you could come over here and see this pretty easy, or just walk from over there. It's not too far away. And it's pretty neat. It's a small little site, and you can see some of the examples of the architecture that they used. And it's as in good a shape as pretty much anything. It's just right amongst all these houses, and the road is close by, so you do hear a lot of the car noise. But that bell tower is nice. These chedis are nice. Too bad the ordination hall and the Wehan are in terrible shape, that they're just down to the base, because it would be cool if these walls were still up. All right, everybody. So that finishes up a really quick little tour here at Wat Suwannawat. It's a nice little temple just over here on the north side of the island. It's just before you leave the island. If you just go that way, just about another, I don't know, 40 or 50 meters or so, you go across the bridge, across the Laburi River, and you're off of the island. So it's definitely far north, and it's cool. It's some nice examples of some of the old ruins. I would say come over here, and if you're looking around, you know, walk over here or go past it, take a few pictures, and see some of the history of this area. So if you like this video, guys, make sure you click like. Just takes a second. Smash the like. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. If you like this temple, or if you know anything about it, tell me about that down in a comment. And subscribe if you're new to my channel. This is the kind of stuff I do. I go out and I film whatever I see. I show a lot of stuff that most people aren't doing videos of. So if you're looking for some different content, this is the right place. So subscribe, and then you're notified when I post a new video. And tell me if you want to see something different. I'll do my best in a comment. And until next time, guys, remember, life is a journey. Enjoy.